Welcome to another edition of the UMO Coaches Show. I'm Ryan Smith, joined with head baseball coach Carl Lancaster. And Coach, it's obviously the first time we've talked to you this year. Last year you guys made it to the regional, obviously wanted to get out of the regional, but it's still a good performance to fight back and knock off the host Columbus State, which was a big win for you guys. And you guys battled a lot of injuries last year in some key spots and lost guys at times of the year you probably didn't want to lose them. But obviously you have some of those guys back. Cody Whitley's one of the big arms that's on his road back from his Tommy John surgery. What have you seen from the guys that are coming back this year, and what are your predictions for how they're going to do this year?
First of all, we really think a lot of this group, although there's 18 new faces, but our pitching staff is pretty much intact. Our rotation's all back with Zimmerman, who made All-Region last year, and he had like 112 strikeouts, and then Hudson, who wins and losses, had a tough year. He had well over 100 strikeouts as well, and I know he lost 2 non-decisions. He came out, we just couldn't score runs for him, and then somebody else blew a lead for him. And but he's really good. He's thus far this spring, he has been our best arm. Of course, him and Hudson. Hudson's back, who he was 8 3/4 last year as a sophomore, and we expected big things out of him. And we've brought in some guys. Zach Mazingo is a good arm. Could be a closer at this point. Could be a starter. We really don't know what to do with him right away, depending upon what the other guys do. Although some of our midweek games are against nationally ranked competition, so depends on how we're doing weekends. We might keep him in a closer role and use him in the midweek games. Zach Venero from New York, Monroe Community College, has come in and thrown some good innings at the back end of our inner squads, and we're expecting a lot out of him. And again, Cody Whitley. It's we're going to wait and see if that arm comes back, then we're going to be ecstatic. Particularly if he was able to get back before this season's over at the status that he was prior to his injury. But Cody's a guy just does everything right, takes care of his business on and off the field, as well as those other guys. They all do. And he's progressing quite well. No problems with his arm. He's throwing up to 70 pitches now in the bullpen. Of course, they're not 100%, but he's scheduled to be back late March, early April, which is, if we can get 10 games out of him, 5 games, whatever, we're going to take and go with it.
And part of your transition from last year to this year, obviously you lose more than 2 guys, but 2 guys in some kind of leadership roles with Zach Orson, who was kind of the leader of the outfield and the infield, and he transitioned a lot between those 2 roles. And then Brett Lang, who was a starter for most of the time of him being here in the catching role. How do you replace those 2 guys, and what are you looking for from either the returners or the new guys to help fill those key spots?
You don't replace Zach Orson. You don't. He just brought so much to the team. His instincts on the bases were just unreal. I think he stole over 40 bags last year. Converted from second base out to the outfield because we had a shortage out there. And it was just a phenomenal play. We haven't replaced him, not going to, because all the things that he brought to the field. But Lang, we've done a decent job back there behind the plate. We brought in Jose Lopez from Florida, who is adequate. Sometimes he makes some poor decisions here and there, but he's getting better. Offensively, we're going to miss Lang's bat, no question, because he was middle order bat for us and did a very nice job, particularly down the stretch in a tournament.
Right.
Exactly. He hit a couple big home runs for us in the conference tournament. That was what got us into the regionals. We only won 33 games last year, which was a difficult year for us. Early on, we struggled, and we had an injury to Whitley, and finally we put it together about mid-season and had a run there, and actually played very well down the end. We were capable of winning the whole regional as we limped into it. So, I'm pretty optimistic about replacing those guys, except for Orson. I'll never forget him stealing home against Catawba in the regional.
Yeah.
It was just unbelievable. we didn't have it on. We just knew he could do it. And so we don't have anybody else we can trust like that anymore.
Yeah, I remember that game. Kind of, everybody looked at each other and said, "Did he just do that on his own?" Yeah, he did, and it worked out.
You know, I got on him when it came. I said, "Man, are you out of your mind?" He says, "Coach," he says, "I've always wanted to do that." And he said, and every time I was on third, I'd peek in at the catch and I'd see his signs. And then all of a sudden he gave one that I'd never seen. He says, "I just felt like he was going to pick over to first." He said, "And when I saw him turn his shoulder a bit more than he normally does," he said, "I just took off and it worked out." So, you know, that's a hedge of play. That's what I said. That's what we can't replace. Guys that can make those decisions because of it, how baseball smart they are.
Opening day is only a couple of days away for you guys, opening up against Lander, and you and Coach Smith have always had a good relationship. It's always a good competition. Always start off the beginning of the year, and of course, Lander's always in the region, always a tough opponent there. What are you expecting out of the group that Coach Smith has brought in this year, and what can fans expect from 3-game series?
First of all, Coach Smith's gone. He went to Appalachian State. He took the job there. And it's really hard to tell because they lost a lot of guys. They really did. And I keep looking at their stats and I was saying, how in the world were they in the World Series? They had 500 strikeouts, but then again, they had 90-some home runs. And they lived and died by the home run and some quality arms. This is going to be an interesting series for both of us because he's brought in a lot of guys. They have, and so have we. So I don't think either one of us can do a scouting report on the other one because we have no clue of what they've got other than who the new people are, where they're from. We can look at their stats and so forth. But, it's just going to be a big weekend for both of us just to, I feel like, for me particularly, to find out who our guys are. We really have not established a set lineup at this point. We honestly haven't. That may be good, but then again, it might not be so good. Particularly in the outfield, we've got a number of guys out there that's so equal, and one day one will have a great day, and the next day he'll do nothing, and the other guys have a great day. We can just push the right buttons on the right days. We'll be fortunate, but pretty much all of them can run, and of course we need that in our outfield. But other than David and Mayo, no outfield has just established itself as an everyday guy. So that's our biggest concern right now is who is our everyday guys. Pretty much, Ricky said we're going to play shortstop, no question. Third base is kind of up in the air. We've got 3 guys over there that's very capable of playing it. Jack Sherrill has definitely won his spot at second base. First base, Drew Ellis from the Citadel, big left-handed hitter, tremendous potential, but hasn't put it together quite yet. Has come along this week much better. So, behind the plate, as I said, we've got Lopez, and he's a good thrower. And we just got to see. We just got to play with lineups, which most likely is going to mean, hopefully not, but we could get out of the gates pretty slow due to the trying to figure out who is who and this and that, and plus our level of competition is probably the best it's ever been. Our first 9 games are all nationally ranked teams. So we get out there and grind, hope to scratch out some wins, and if we get more wins than we do losses, this team will be special.
Well, you never go easy on schedule, never go easy on the guys, and so that's kind of a testament to the way that you guys play and the model that you have here at Mount Hall. So, Coach, we appreciate your time. Good luck this weekend. For Carl Lancaster, I'm Ryan Smith. It's been another edition of UMO Coaches Show.
Thank you, sir.